Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Chelsea Tottenham Hotspur Show, Man United podcast. Ballers at the Bridge podcast, talking at Tottenham Talk podcast. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United, Chelsea, or Tottenham Hotspur related. As always with Manchester United, we can't stay out of the news. So as much as I wanted to be here and talk about Manchester United beating Everton 3-0, also these links have dropped today in regards to rumours of Manchester United link with Timo Werner. We'll talk about Tottenham losing at home to Aston Villa. Now 3 losses in a row for Big Ange and Spurs. And Chelsea also beat convincingly by Newcastle United 4-1. So big up to Surfer in the cut. Big up to Jez also in the cut as well. Yes, Surfer, what are you telling me? You good?
Yeah, I'm great. But I denounce football this evening. I denounce it as the most illogical and unfair sport in the world. I genuinely mean this. I know Jez will prove this. We've seen both our sides play better football than your entire league season this year. And for you to be 8 points clear of us and 2 points off Spurs just shows how shit this league is and how crap football is right now. You know, I'm just denouncing football. It's a fake sport to me. It's rubbish. Pro clubs is more realistic. But I won a little bit because I saw the Timo Werner link, so I know that annoyed a lot of Manchester United fans.
Timo. Just give me Timo from Sarcasm City instead. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about? I prefer. What the hell are we talking about? Oh my god! You know what I'm saying? For real.
I'm not stressed. My stress is gone. I've denounced football, so it's all good. I'm just here on vibes.
Fez, Jez, what are you telling me? You blessed?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm just, bro. I can't lie. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we've been on the show. It feels like I think it's for yesterday. So yeah, man. Nah, I've been fine, to be honest. So yeah, man. Let's get the show started.
Yeah, but yeah, people, obviously normally we do this show, it'll be a Saturday night or Sunday night, but I did move it to Sunday because both Spurs and Manchester United played on the Sunday. However, we recorded the Back Again podcast later than usual, so then that would have pushed this show back further. So that's why we're now doing it on the Monday night rather than the Sunday, but you will always get it Saturday or Sunday. It depends on our 3 teams and where they play. If 2 of us are playing on one day, I'll pick that day. So, for instance, like I said, this weekend just gone, Manchester United and Tottenham with a Sunday. So it made no sense to do the show on the Saturday. Say like this Sunday coming up, both Chelsea and Spurs on the Sunday. So therefore, we'll do on
next
the
Wednesday. Next Wednesday.
Oh yeah, next Wednesday, United Chelsea as well. Yeah.
Oh, but you're going to the game though, aren't you?
Yeah. I need to talk to Time to Shine. So yeah, what sort of saying? I've done I've done the schedule for December anyway, people. So it's just a question of talking to Surfer and talking to Jez and getting it sorted. But big up to everyone in the chat. Like I said, keep all your questions related to our 3 clubs. Run up the likes as well. Make sure you run up the likes. Make sure you lot ask Surfer extra Chelsea stuff.
Burnley, Sheffield United, and the other promoted club, Luton. That's it. Yeah.
So yeah, you lot run up the likes, please. Make sure you share this across all the socials as well, and subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. So let's run about CM Punk and let's share. You know what I'm saying? Share across all socials at That's Me Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV, and subscribe to the channel as well. This joke, man. You know what I'm saying? You're a joke, man. What is going on here? What is happening? Trying to put this on the TV and this shit is just playing up, but we move just to make sure I don't cut out or anything. It's got some extra stuff on there, but now. All right, but yeah, where was we at as well, Surfer? Just, yeah. I'm glad, you know what, to all you Chelsea fans in the chat, we be talking the most. I'm happy this happened to you lot, because you lot were confident going into this game, talking about we going to be above Manchester United, right, and all this. Hold that. This is great, as bad as we are. 8 points clear with Chelsea and 2 points off of Spurs, and we're awful. But yeah,
football's fake.
Football's
fake, right,
Corey Pirate, where you at? Hey, Corey P, I don't see you in the chat no more.
Hey, so
don't see him in the chat no more. I was saying, someone locate him. Don't ask me. You can't ask me anything. No, you can't ask me anything. No. I'm saying, how about that? No.
Hey, I thought this was gonna be a show where we talk about
the chat can ask questions, but you can fucking
okay. Then you know what? This is a show about. This is a show about.
Get your question off your chest. Go on.
So Tenak season back on, yeah.
No, it's not. No,
Yeah, not getting
saying.
fired now, right?
He's definitely getting fired. He's definitely getting fired.
You beaten the mighty Everton away after they got the point deduction, all the hype about protest hype and shit. And you beat them comfortably. You beat them comfortably though. So
I won't say all that. You know what I'm saying? They weren't no comfortably. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean Martial's back? Martial going?
Yeah, Martial, Remontada, and all them things there. And Warrior J said the hashtag shit of jazz campaign. That is a campaign I can get behind. You know what I'm saying? I will donate.
I'm just saying, like, United 3 goals and United still the most informed team in the league. Like,
yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts.
So come on. So it's like positive space, man.
Positives. Yeah, positives. The results and the points, and we're above Chelsea is great. You know what I'm saying? Just go back and say that.
That's not a boast.
With Chelsea fans. No. It's a boast to them Chelsea fans who being like, "Yo, Curry Pirates," because they be talking with chest in the chat. Now they disappeared. Whereas I ain't seen him since that game because I think he was in the. Was he in the Twitch? I think he was on the Twitch at halftime when it was 1-1.
Curry Pirate walked the plank. He's
yeah.
Some
I mean, to be fair, man, he could be a busy man right now.
Yeah. I'm sure. Let Chelsea had won 4-1 and we got packed by Everton. Guarantee you would be here. You would have found his way. I had not seen him.
We would have sympathized with you.
Empathized.
Yeah.
Hey, Daddy says, love this show. Big up, man. I know you lot really enjoy this show. So like I say,
this is probably going to be the worst one we ever do, Danny. I've got to be honest with you right now.
Warrior J says, Jez, what's your overall emotion on the Spurs defeat against Villa? Any positives you could take from the game and what negatives you saw from the game that you didn't like?
Negatives. Let me put the negative things out there first.
Yeah.
Probably Son scoring a hat trick of offsides. That's probably so maybe put better runs out there, and then like other than that, I don't think there are that many negatives to be honest. Like I said, like I think these guys put the best performance that they could have put out there. To be honest, like if we had that type of performance versus Wolves, we probably win that game against Wolves. So. Shame that they couldn't do it against Wolves, but that's probably the only negative that I can really talk about. People asking for Donnelly to come on, who's a kid from the academy, which is cool. I get it because bringing on Skip in the second half when you would have maybe felt like okay, we already a goal down, but then at the same time, it's like you guys would be then like. One day you ask them for the academy kid there to come in, and if the academy kid doesn't change the game, then you say the academy kid is shit. So it's like, that's why I'm like, would I love to see that? Yeah, but would I cry about it if he didn't make this up? No. It depends who you talk to be honest. But that's probably the only negative that I can really talk about the game because I felt like we did play well, but also just shows that the second string, even if they play well, like. To be fair, some of these guys should have put their chances away. Like Kulu should have put his chances away. I think Gil had a couple opportunities, but then again, it's also just because maybe it's the level of these players that they maybe can't do it, and that's why we need our better players. But I don't know. But to be fair, for me, there was a lot more positive than negatives. To be honest, like I mean, first and foremost, that's probably one of our better home performances this year. So I take that and hoping that these home performances can. Be better later on the season when we even get a more fitter team. I felt Kulu through the middle was very nice. I was shouting in the preseason, and he did well. To be fair, Brennan looks like he's making more of an impact the more minutes he's getting. Like, I really would love to see him with an actually strong 11 because I really would love to see that, but I guess we have to wait for that one. But. Now he has been impressing me, and I don't know. It's just what it always is, to be honest. Like people talking about how Ange maybe has to adjust to the team and has to, which is funny because people are using buzzwords like, and I talked before I think with somebody on the timeline, people using buzzwords like we lost this game because Ange was his high line. We didn't lose the game because we played a high line. We lost the game because we lacked the quality to finish off the chances and because we couldn't create more high quality chances. Like, for example, that's Villa's second goal. If Bissouma or Sars on the pitch, that second goal is not going to happen. Like, or even either one of our centre backs. That goal doesn't happen because it's just way too passive. Villa, that's probably one of the few moments where Villa probably was composed to get that second goal, and it's like, it's just the level of the players that were on the pitch that just let us down in terms of just not getting the chances. Like I don't think tactically what people telling us that we should do much we could have done to win the game. To be honest, like chances were there to win the game too. I don't think Villa. That's the funny part about it. Like I felt way much differently about the game going in. I thought like I know Villa have a good home record, but they stink away. But damn, I still felt like at least they're gonna put on a way much better performance than they did originally and then obviously afterwards when I saw the performance that they put in, I was very surprised to be honest that they couldn't do that more. And then it's like, man, I look at the opportunity, I'm like, they were really point struck there because I felt like even if he's just putting the chances away, could have won that. So yes, it's what it is. We keep it stepping. People want to talk about the three losses in a row. I mean, cool. We have three losses in a row.
Because Sheik did ask that ties into that because he said that's 3 defeats in a row now. Concerned or just a bad spell of form right now. Big up to Sheik as well. Go on, fam.
I mean, we have 3 losses in a row, but then again, it's like, what are your expectations this season? If your expectation is like wanting to compete for a league title, then 100% there's a spot. But I'm fine getting Europa League. I'm fine. If you get in Champions League, great, but I'm not in a hurry of getting Champions League because then you get seasons like last season where we get in Champions League, everybody get excited, and then we got slapped by everybody nearly. And it took us till the last day of the group stages where, for whatever reason, the whole Marseille team just stopped playing football and the manager was on the pitch, and Toilet was able to score like a goal off the post to finish first in that group. But nah, I'm not really in. Again, it's all of what you want to do. Like again, some people probably want to see Champions League football. Some people think we can compete. We could have competed for a title, which I many times said we're not going to compete for a title. If you get top 4, cool. But I'm fine if we just get a Europa League. Me personally, like I said, I'm not in a hurry of trying to achieve crazy things in the first season. Like I said, what I wanted to see is a style of play. And actually a manager that is actually committed to be at the football club and isn't cussing out the football club every defeat. Instead of trying to go and take blame. And again, taking 3 losses, of course, it depends who you are. Me personally, I don't really care, to be honest. Like I'm already accepting the 4th loss coming up. I'm coming against City this upcoming week, but there's going to be other fans who are not going to accept 3 losses. But then, okay, cool. All I can ask to these fans are, what would you have done differently to all these games? This is what I'm asking. This is what I can ask for. So yeah, man, it's what it is. We keep them stepping. To be honest, like I'm not really pissed. I'm not really angry. It's more about just the reactions about the fan base, how they react to certain players, and how they just their energy. Like I just don't. Like I said, it's just the fan base just crying and bitching about. Like I'm not really all about this whole thing because, again, I kept saying to those people, don't go like the form wasn't great, 100%, but don't go also over the top and think this team is much better than it is because, as you see, we're talking about our whole core outside the striker was injured and the only goalkeeper. That's going to affect any team. Like Liverpool fans now coming from their shadows talking about, look at this fraud Tottenham team. But then when Liverpool had injuries throughout the whole spine too, then they said, we need to have sympathy with them. Like I said, everybody choose. That's why I don't really take it from rivals fans because if rival fans were in the same situation, they would be crying about how they have injuries and then how the other rival fans shouldn't be talking like this. So again, depends who you're talking to, in my opinion. Like me personally, I'm not as upset as some people are.
Not first. Okay, fair enough. And Warrior J goes on to say, Lo Celso. Do you think Lo Celso could replace Maddison when he's out?
No.
Since I think Lo Celso had a good game for you guys. You guys not with it, no?
No. Like it's one good performance, and all of a sudden we forget in the last 3 years, man. Like again, first and foremost, he's never going to replace Maddison because he's not even close to what Maddison is as a footballer. So that let that actually put that out of the way first. Secondly, he has a lot to prove. Yes, he has a lot to prove to me before I can sit here and say because this fan base, there's a good section in the fan base who rates the Lo Celso. Cool. If you rate Lo Celso, it's all good. But then know that if you want another player in, just know the player that you rate that is not doing enough is stopping us from getting another player because it isn't like Italy or it isn't like Italy or Germany where there isn't a thing of like minimum, not a maximum of 25 players can be registered. No, you can have a lot of players registered in Germany or in Italy. I think it was, like I said, in England here you can only register 25 players, and unless you go and buy youngsters like under 19s, because then they can just go onto the B leagues and B lists, and they don't count. So if you want guys like Lo Celso and Gil to stay, just know them because we are already a full team. So guys have to leave the football club if you want new players. That's the reality. But then some people don't want to go through that reality of wanting to get rid of some of these players because they still think we can get something out of them. Then don't expect the football club to go and get new players. Then it's as simple as that, in my opinion.
That's fair. And that's very, very fair. Very, very fair. You lot continue to get your questions in. Of course, if you super chat, we'll get straight to your comment or question as well. Don't forget, on top of that, the link for the membership is in the pinned comment. And to Bruno, he says, why United going for Werner only to let Chelsea get Ivan Toney? Because we do foolish things. You're not new here, Bruno. You've been at least watching, well, supporting Manchester United if you are a United fan, but seeing how Manchester United operate for the past few years. We just did it this summer. We watched Spurs get Maddison while we signed Mason Mount. I tweeted it out. Timo Werner, if this is indeed the case, because it seems to be coming from some reliable sources.
That's a good. Petty goes a good source.
Yeah, it's a decent source. So yeah, like it's just Mason Mount 2.0. I tweeted that. I said United really just gonna run it back. I'm saying with another former Chelsea guy who's failed to deliver at Leipzig, failed to deliver at Chelsea, and why? And then on top of that, even if you're a fan of this is what makes this even worse. Even if you're a fan of Timo Werner, where does he play? Like Mount, even if you're a fan of Mount, where does he fit into this team to get the best out of Mason Mount? Where do you play Timo Werner? Because Rashford plays, Højlund plays, Anthony's his guy, he plays. So where would he actually start? He's not a midfielder. So unless it's a formation change, then what? So are you changing your whole system for Timo Werner? Is this what we're doing? Like, it's just foolishness. Like when I seen it, where legit does he play? Because Rashford, Højlund, what, you gonna play him right wing? Is that it? So then what about Mount? You play Mount with Bruno and then with who? Casemiro's there. You got Mainoo now in the mix. Again, manager just lost it. You know what I'm saying? He's just lost it. Like, it makes no sense anywhere. But there's going to be some foolish fan pop up in here in the comment section or somewhere else or online. So I can see why he's done this. Yeah, all types of foolishness. That's what it is.
Going back to the Spurs game, I thought actually Ange exposed another weakness in Spurs in terms of that first half. They went, the pace of them actually, I think, worked against them for an entirety after the first half, because the pace that Spurs were going was something I've not seen for a long while with Spurs. But the problem with that is if you continue to do that throughout the game, you're going to tire and slow down. And I thought, as much as they were very good in the first half, they were okay in the second half, but the first half they created a lot of chances. But the pace of the game they were going at, like they were going at 100 miles an hour in that first half. And it's something that at the moment these players aren't used to, and they can't sustain that type of pace at all. And I thought it showed in the second half, particularly. I know they had a couple of goals chalked off for offside and all that, but I just thought it's a bit unsustainable to continue to do that for, like, I think in certain bursts during each half you can do it, but like one continuous half, I thought that was a bit naive, really, to do that, because these players aren't used to something like that. It's what Jurgen Klopp built up with the a bit of a hybrid Gegenpress to heavy metal football sort of thing, but that took years to build up. And then you saw them actually suffer for a couple of years, but after that, really Liverpool.
But then for my argument is then isn't the whole point then that he gets the time to go and build the team?
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm just referring to yesterday's game. That was all.
That's fair enough. I feel like
my thing would be that he should try and build it up, like don't go fully all the time like for a half, because you're not going to be able to do it for entire 90 minutes. It's like sort of build it up, drop off, build it up, drop off sort of thing. Because listen, That's why I thought actually they sort of missed their chances yesterday, because everyone was like road runner style, and it was like they'd rather get ahead of the ball, they would just go behind it, and the pass would just barely missed them, and it was like, and of course with the offsides as well, because they're like, like that, they're gonna
we all think
you know what I mean? They're
like,
slightly ahead.
I get the idea of that, but then at the same time, I can think of how if he would have maybe gone, I feel like I can see an idea where, and I've seen that previous times before, multiple times where we would stop. Oh shit, sorry. We would now because I'm just playing FIFA. That's why I just put No, it's just got me out of guard because I just put an icon in it. That's all. I just got me completely out of nowhere in it. But but what I was talking about is that I feel like I've seen that with previous Spurs sides before, where what managers would do is that they see how we trying to be a bit more conservative, but then we also get punished, and I feel like we wanted to just go and get that. We just wanted to go and get those goals first before we are the ones that get punished. Because I've seen these movies too many times where like I just see those movies way too many times where like, okay, we do good for like good 20 minutes and then we just don't play at all, or maybe it took us a whole half to even start playing football, and then we getting punished for it too. So it's like it's two ways you can look at it. Can you maybe say there was a reason why it didn't help us in the second half? Yes. But I can even argue and say that probably if we wouldn't have gone that fast, maybe we don't do well. Like this issue with this team, you don't know what you're gonna get from this team, especially with these players on the pitch. Like when I saw some of these names on the team sheet, I was like, "Yo, this must be the smallest centre back." No, this not smallest centre back. This must be the smallest backline you will see this season. 4 fullbacks. I was like.
Was it 4 fullbacks? I didn't watch your game.
Yeah. It was Adogi, Emerson, Davis, and Power, bro. We played Davis and Emerson as centre back. Yeah, because
doing in Newcastle against Man United.
Yeah, you did well to even get like the game to that point with that backline. Jeez.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, again, depending where you are at, like if you wanted to go and compete for a league title, I don't know why, but if you want to compete for a league title, then of course the result doesn't help. But realistically, I'm talking about suspensions to our core and injuries to our core, and also good youthful squad players. Like, as for example, like I know Perisic is old, but he will provide us something off the bench for us. Who else is injured? Fuck, we got bad injuries now all of a sudden. Even the academy is getting injured. It's like we sold our devil for our run at the beginning of the season, and now everybody has to deal with the injuries. But again, it's like it's crazy, but I don't
going to the injuries now. Bentancur, is there any reports on Bentancur? Because he came off injured yesterday after his first start.
Nobody. By the way, that tackle from Matty Cash, bro. That motherfucker. Every game he does that somewhere against somebody where he just wants to overly aggressively trying to take somebody out for no reason. And you can even see Bentancur's reaction when he came over to apologize. He wasn't having none of that. I wouldn't have none of that too, because it's like shit. Like, bro, like what Villa was doing in that first half, bro. They weren't trying to play football. They were trying to go out there and just hurt everybody. Paul was getting at some point. So Paul was getting at some point getting tracked on.
Hang on. I'm not having that from a Spurs fan after what you did to my lot. I'm not having that about aggressiveness. I'm not having that at all. You cannot.
If you want. I'm not saying that. See, I'm saying that because. By the way, first and foremost, I've never even talked about it. So it's like you have to talk about the other Spurs fans, not me. I haven't really.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not. I just can't listen. I know you did say, but I just can't. I don't know. Listen, I thought the Matty Cash one was a yellow card. I didn't think it was anything more.
Yeah, I think it was a red card, but Jesus Christ, bro. Like I said, there are other, and there's also other offenses. But again, I'm not really going into the game in terms of the refereeing because, again, we know how refereeing is. But at the same time, I'm like, there were chances where we could have won the game anyway, even without the refereeing decisions. Like the conversation, which is funny. If we would have won yesterday and drawn against Chelsea and lose against
Sorry, before you continue, is this actually a thing? I thought Ahmed was trolling. Because Lewis has put this. So if you lot
There's
like
a
put this
thing.
together-
United Stand have tweeted it. So
Yeah,
they
sorry to
have
cut you off,
tweeted.
Jez. We'll get to that. Don't do this. Don't give me false hope. All right? You know what I'm saying? Because I seen Ahmed say it and I thought, let the conversation carry on because no one else said it. And I thought Ahmed was trolling. And then Lewis has done the same thing with the same. So Carlo Ancelotti has an offer from Manchester United, and this is from Madrid Extra. And I have no idea who Arancha Mobile is. Madrid Extra, obviously, I've heard of. But hey, you know what? That's just giving me great content for tomorrow. So I appreciate it. Sorry, go on, carry on. I will discuss this on this show, though, people. Yeah, go on.
Madrid Extra. First of all, I had never heard of that mobile source before, like a mobile hype man. But Madrid Extra, they are so inconsistent. Two seasons ago, they told me that Mbappe to Madrid was done. This is what they told me. So I'm not.
I'll take it with a pinch. You know what? That's all I got is hope. So but
it's just about the physicality thing. Yeah, like I said, I don't really talk about these things. It's just that I was just realizing that against Villa, like they tried the hardest there to go and make sure some of the players gonna, let them know you're there. Like this is what they were trying to do in the game, but again, like three losses in a row is like shit. Last season we was winning football matches, and those football matches felt like there was a stretch where we were winning 4 games in a row, but these 4 games felt like losses, bro. So it's like this season I'm just more chilled because again I'm just more patient. I have the patience, but some fans don't have the patience. But that they would rather want to go and say, the ownership should do this and that, and I'm like, you guys know how this ownership runs as well. You might as well just go and support a new club that maybe runs the way you want a football club to be run. Then I'll just be honest. Like some people say I may be harsh. Some people say, how can you say that? I'm like, so you want to be on the internet every day bitching about the transfer strategy of the team, or want to bitch about how Levy is not existent. He's been here for what 22 years. We're talking about, and we have seen how he's been operating. So we're not going to go and spend 400 million, which is ironic because we spent a lot of money actually throughout these last couple of seasons. It's just that the recruitment was completely awful. Again, goes back to those managers, those people said we shouldn't sack, but that's for another day. But yeah, like I said, support a new club then if you want a club that spends 400 million, 500 million each summer. Do that then. And there's one thing as well which I want to mention is, and I feel like, and I mentioned that actually ironically in the Spurs group chat, because I saw a tweet talking about how if Harry Kane played that game, he probably would have bailed us out there, which I actually agree with. But you know, I'm happy that he wasn't there, because if he was there and would have bailed out the team, it would have hide the fact of how this team lacks in quality. Because what does Kane do? Gets us to win, and everybody talks about how great Harry Kane is and how we gotta win, and how we just going into and how we finally gotta win. Without Harry Kane there, and this is not even a slander to Kane. This is even a praise to Kane, where I say this is just how good he was for us, where he could have just grabbed certain games for us out of nowhere. But I think those abilities that he was able to do for us also hit most of the time how bad the team was at times as an overall team. And I feel like him being gone, we can actually start building the team because people can finally see the weaknesses in the team. So all I can say.
On a side note, Arancha Mobile is a Madrid-based journalist. He's got about 159,000 followers.
Okay, well, we'll get to that.
But Jez is right. Unless Ancelotti's actually gone, Jesus Christ, look at this Brazil squad.
He might have, I deal with Anthony in Manchester rather than Anthony and Richarlison and Emerson Royale and Martinelli and Jesus and you know what?
But then the funny see this is the great. Okay, obviously, the report said that he got offered that United offered him a job or whatever. But then a couple of weeks ago, I saw him how he potentially could stay at Madrid. Or not even a couple of weeks ago, a couple of days ago. So I'm like,
he's in the position and situation where he can. I've said it before. It's like when you play GTA and you clock the game. That's where Ancelotti is at. He can just do what
of course. But I'm talking about how Madrid. But I mean more so about how Madrid wants him to stay, because maybe again, if Madrid don't because everybody would expect if Ancelotti leaves, Xabi Alonso is going to be the next manager. But how can we be so sure that Xabi Alonso is going to be there next season? Mm-hmm. And how can we be sure that Xabi Alonso is going to be ready for that job coming up? Right. So it's like, this is why I'm like, I don't know. Like, by the way, we are in what, November? We're talking about because Ancelotti wouldn't leave the job or even accept the job mid-season. This would be something when he leaves Madrid, and then he would listen to offers. Like, I just don't see him a situation where he would just even be in conversations and that. That's why this just all sounds funny to me. Innit? I mean, if there's any truth, cool. I mean, if there's any truth, then cool. Like, it's good for United in terms of, like, obviously Ancelotti massively respected. Some people don't like his football, some people do. It's what it is. But yeah, man, I don't know. I just know something funny when I read these stories.
It's out of nowhere. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's out of nowhere.
Yeah, it doesn't.
We're not even hearing any Ten Hag. The thing that makes it weird is that we're not even hearing for the last few weeks. We've not heard any about Ten Hag stuff. Do you know what I mean? With this run that he's on, so it doesn't make any sense. Plus, it's like he's top of the table in Spain with no striker. You know what I mean? Jude Bellingham came back and scored again. But he's not a striker. He's top of the La Liga without a striker. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's got Atletico Madrid and Barcelona, and he's got Girona there as well, doing well. But they've all got strikers. He hasn't. He's got. Well, Joselu's not a striker. I don't recognize him as a striker. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe he's seen Rasmus and he was like, my guy.
No, he's still Anthony Martial, Remontada. That's what happened.
Hey, how about you, Sean, mate?
He saw Timo Werner, mate. This has happened after the Timo Werner news. I'm going to get Timo Werner firing. I know what I can do. Timo Werner, bro. Timo Werner.
Chiku says, I really don't know how I feel about this, to be honest. Not saying Carlo was a bad manager and also saying I wouldn't want him, but, bro, why would you come to the shithole right now? What Jez said, what Surfer said in regards to it, and what you're saying, Cheek, from a logical standpoint, it makes no sense. The only thing I can think of is money. Yeah. That's the thing that would make him move. Say whatever he's on at Real Madrid. And we said, and don't get mistaken, we're not daft enough, but we are desperate enough. That's why I use that word. We are desperate enough to go, all right, we'll treble your wages. We'll give you this, and this. We'll give you certain power at the football club. And he's gone, you know what? I went to Everton for a rebuild. Might as well rebuild at Manchester United. That could be the thing. Who knows? Maybe the DOF. I'm not reaching here. Yes, I'm doing a Dalsim from Street Fighter. This is the only thing I have to hope for. This is Sheikh Jassim 2.0. If we do go and get Carlo Ancelotti, at least I can look at it and go, we have a manager I believe will get the best out of what we have. He'll have us as a competent unit. Look what he did at Everton. Like, it got cut short before we could see fully, but man, I had James Rodriguez out there playing, you know what I'm saying, for them. Allen and Dominic Calvert-Lewin in the form of his life. It was crazy. So that's how I'm looking at this. Do I believe it's true? No, because it doesn't make any logical sense on his part. Why would you leave Real Madrid to come to Manchester United at this point? Another thing, Manchester United don't make sensible decisions. Because if I could pick a manager, he'd be high on the list. He would be high on the list. Probably top of the list, to be honest. But I see it as an unrealistic appointment. And like Surfer said, it's out of the blue. We've not heard any Ten Hag out stuff because of the run. We've heard nothing. And all of a sudden, boom, Carlo Ancelotti linked him, offered. That's what it said, offered the job. Not even in conversations, which I'm all for. I'm saying, get Ten Hag out yesterday to bring me Carlo Ancelotti. Get him on a private jet from Madrid back to Manchester after. I would have done it during the game. Get him the private jet from Madrid to Manchester. Fuck that. I would have got him the private jet from Madrid to Merseyside. So he could have linked up with the team there. That's what I would have done. Bye. 10 who? Like JV called him Eric 10 Black. You know what I'm saying? Because he blacked us last season. Shout out to my son JV every single time. It's a rap. 10 Black. Blacked us last season. This is Don. If I hear anyone in the chat say I wouldn't take Don Carlo, please tell me why. I ain't even saying you're wrong. I'm just saying why. Why would you not take Carlo Ancelotti at Manchester United at this current situation? He's that good at taking without a DOF.
Do you know when Ancelotti retires and they speak to him like 5 years after his retirement to go for his clubs?
Yeah.
And they go, yeah, so you managed this one. And they go, yeah, do you remember that time at Everton? I think he'll have to go, what? What do you mean? Everton? No, I remember playing against him. Man, that blue team in Liverpool. Okay, that's all right because it doesn't make sense.
Nah, you know what he did? It made sense. You know what he did? I keep utilizing that when you clock Grand Theft Auto and you're just running around doing missions, or you become a taxi driver. You know what I'm saying? Or you start stopping at red lights. You know what I'm saying? And become an actual model citizen. That type of thing. Like that's what he was doing.
Man was chilling
and just running around, just doing anything. Go on.
He was chilling, and Mashiri just offered him the bag. Yeah, fine, whatever.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? Because the thing is with the Everton job, he's in a no-lose situation. If he goes there and it would have went terrible, it's like, all right, it went terrible. It's Everton. You're still a legend. If you go there and it goes and he gets some form of success, right? Ancelotti, because that's one thing people will say use against the Pep. Or he couldn't do it with a team without talent. I went to Everton and had them not rolling. That's too strong of a stretch, but brought good players in, and it's like, okay, let's see where this is gonna go. But before we could see that the end of the story and the end of the actual mission, boom, went Real Madrid and won Champions League in a rebuild.
He did get
expeditiously.
Yeah, he won the league and Champions League in a rebuild season.
Bring him to my club immediately. Don Carlo, are you crazy? Tashik, yes, I would. I would take. Let Don Carlo be the DOF. You know what I'm saying? You do a better job than fucking what's his face, John Murto and Richard Arnold and them clowns up there. 100%, I would take. Like I wouldn't. The reason why I never said Carlo Ancelotti as a manager for Manchester United, I didn't think it's realistic. I still think it's unrealistic. But we gonna run with the rumor. I'm saying I'm gonna run with this 100%. I hope it's true. Do I think it's true? No. But go get Don Carlo. Go and get Carlo. This is Carlo Ancelotti. I'm saying go get Carlo, who won. Wait, did he not win the Champions League with Casemiro and Varane? Were they both there?
Yeah, both. No, Varane.
No.
Was Varane gone by that time? Casemiro. Varane was already here, right? Right. So there we go.
Yeah, was
bring him in.
No,
this is Don Carlo.
He won with Varane in 14.
Yeah, and he was there.
He was there twice. Yeah. Hey, bring him in immediately. Bring him in and tell him, yo, go get some more of them Real Madrid dons. Tell him bring Tchouaméni and some more of them man with him. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need to do. Bring some of them man with him. No, don't calm down. Bring 3 or 4 players with you. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't
gonna lie. Bring the whole 11, to be honest.
Just complete the Werner signing first, and then you can come.
Hey, fuck you in it. You know what I'm saying?
How
about that?
One thing I can say, at least it would be a loan. But
I don't care, man. Loan, bring Tchouaméni, come bring everybody.
Why do you want Tchouaméni? That could block the progress of Kobbie Mainoo. Now, are you want to do that?
No one's crazy.
I'm hearing he's the next Pogba, Roy Keane, Johan Bastian Veron, Paul Scholes, Nicky Butt, all rolled into one. Javi, yeah.
You know what the crazy part is? He's being a sarcastic asshole, but there's definitely a United account on socials right now saying that. Someone's running with that.
I've seen it.
There's defo going like this. Play Kobbie Mainoo, but keep Casemiro around so Kobbie Mainoo can learn from Casemiro, even though he's going to play more than Casemiro. That is definitely going around right now in the Man United fan base.
To be fair, like before even I wasn't what to say before even let's say for in scenario where Carlo comes in, Man United probably sub Varane and Casemiro in January before
that. People, do I believe it's true? No. Do I believe there's any truth to it? No. Am I going to run with it? Absolutely. That's all we got is hope. That's it. This is Sheikh Jassim 2.0 all over again, people. But before we continue, there's over 50 people locked in. Big up to each and every one of you. Large up everyone who's locked in. Continue to get your questions in as well. Please keep them United, Chelsea, or Spurs related. But let's run up the likes, man. Run up the likes. Likes is way too low. Ours is over 50 people in there. We are even at 40 likes. Let's get up to 50 likes. Like check 1 2 1 2. Like check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Run up the likes. Get us up to 50 likes. Hit the subscribe button as well on the channel. You're clearly here enjoying the content. We're 4 short still, I believe, of 8,690. So we're looking for 4 more subscribers, people. Get us to 8,690. Is road to 9,000 subscribers. We're trying to get there before the year is out, people. And just quickly, just wanted to get to that because you lot just want to some people just want attention, which is crazy, but we move. And just get to this. Jason says the chat, and I know the panel are not going to agree with my take or my opinion. Not even trolling. Doku versus Vinny. Yes, we know you are trolling, Jason. Big up, and we're just going to keep it moving. Is that a Z Gold Werner account? But big up to Jason. Big up Z Gold. And we're just going to keep the show moving. But yeah, if you believe that, fair enough. Big up to you, my guy. Big up. To Eli, who says y'all need Rodrigo. We need everybody they got. Bring everybody. You know what I'm saying? The coaching staff, the medical staff, the scouting, the recruitment, their DOF. You know what I'm saying? Bring over their canteen staff at this point. You know what I'm saying? Car park attendants, the whole nine.
Hey, I mean, the training center, the stadium too.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Yeah, bring the stadium. They just need to put
Joselu, Kepa.
Or we just what's it called?
We need a number two. Yeah. Bring us Kepa. We need a number two.
What's it called?
You've gone mad. You've gone mad. You have gone mad. You will not want Kepa. Don't even try that.
We need a number two. Why not? As a number two, we ain't gonna see him. Why not?
Who is your number two?
Bayern he's called some Turkish done. I think
he's better than Kepa.
I don't even know what he's like.
Hey, by the way, talking about Kepa, I saw a Chelsea fan talk about how obviously against the game against Newcastle, they were talking about how this Chelsea team was missing leadership like Kepa against Newcastle. I saw that comment and I was like, what do you mean by Kepa leadership? Decent goals.
Revisionist history on some of these players is embarrassing. There was a stream yesterday, the other day, never a foul. Shout out to my guy Jimmy Spliff. He was there with another Chelsea fan, Lewis lookalike, or the C-Tech Lewis, as we call him now. But some guy called Yassine or something like that. And he was like, "We've got to talk about Sanchez. Sanchez, he was terrible today. He was responsible for all the goals." And then Jimmy went to him, which goal was he effing responsible for? And Yassine looked up at 30 seconds and went, maybe two or three. And Jimmy went, the third one. You mean the third one when Thiago Silva dwells on it for about 30 seconds or something, loses it? What the F was he supposed to do? This is what I'm talking about, right? And I'm not even backing Sanchez, okay? I'm not, okay? There is far better goalkeepers out there, but this revisionist history has somehow kept he's worse than Kepa or something like that. He's not a good goalkeeper, Sanchez. He's not the best, but please don't prop up Kepa in 2023. Please don't do it, man. I have seen enough of Kepa. Bro, he's got biscuit wrists, okay? He's having a good time in Spain. Good. He's home. He probably feels better that he's home in his own country and stuff like that. That's fine. I do not care. I read a report the other day that Carlo wants to keep Kepa at Madrid. Fine. Even take him on loan for the last year of his contract. We don't even need to get a fee for him. Just get him off, honestly. This whole revisionist history on some players is maddening. It's like, so what in the 6 years that he was here for has it? It's like, I'll take out a year because Mendy replaced him. Okay, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Leadership qualities. Leadership to what? What was he good leadership? You know, so much leadership that you have to worry a long shot from 30 yards or longer if he's going to even flip and save it or not. Nice. Is that the leadership you're talking about? The leadership where he's got great feet, great kicking, overrated. He is so overrated in that department. It is not true. You know what he does? You know why he looks good? He just hoofs it. So what he does, he hoofs it. He doesn't pass it properly. He actually hoofs it like that. And like I said, biscuit wrist. Honestly, he's the worst goalkeeper I've ever seen down there. And I watched Hilario play.
Hilario was a solid number 3.
Well, he was number 3, so he wasn't even number 2. But he was one of the slowest goalkeepers I've ever seen. But Kepa is arguably one of the worst signings we've ever made in the club's history. He's arguably one of the worst. Honestly, I know he's made a lot recently, but he's still up there for me. I mean, 72 million.
Yeah, exactly. How
you could have got Allison that summer. You could have got Allison. And we paid more for Kepa. They paid 60 million for Allison.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? I mean, that's mad. I'm all for getting a better goalkeeper than Sanchez, but I'm not. I'm not even defending Sanchez. I'm just saying I'm not having this revisionist history that Kepa was somehow a good goalkeeper. No, not happening. Not happening, man. You know, it's not happening.
First. Big up to Eli, who says, who do y'all think has the worst fixtures between the three of you through till January. So basically up until the new year. I'm just looking at the fixtures now.
I think ours is kind of on paper is kind of calm after you guys.
Yeah, because you got home
to
Brighton, away to Manchester United, away to Everton, home to Sheffield United, away to Wolves, home to Palace, and away at Luton on the 30th of December. That's yours. Yeah. Manchester United this is Premier League only people. Newcastle away, Chelsea at home, Bournemouth at home, Liverpool away, West Ham away, Villa at home, Forest away, and then Spurs, City away, West Ham at home, Newcastle at home, Forest away, at home to Everton, away to Brighton, and then home to Bournemouth. Oh, it's Manchester United, without doubt. It's Manchester United.
That Spurs one looks tricky though. I know they're going to get some players back. But away to City, home to Newcastle, No, what I'm saying is, it's like I expect them actually to beat. I expect them to beat West Ham, so I think West Ham travel well. I know it's a London derby and stuff like that, but I do expect you to beat them. City's a write-off. It's a free hit. Who's after that?
It was West Ham and then Newcastle.
Yeah, away to City, home to West Ham, home to Newcastle, then away at Forest, home to
Newcastle. Newcastle be interesting to see who's actually.
The funny thing is, we had shit performances versus Newcastle at home last season and the season prior, but yet we still beat them. But then they slapped us over at the St. James. So like Newcastle don't really do as much at our stadium, but then at the same time, like, I don't know. Like,
United though is. That triple game from, I think, is it Liverpool away, West Ham away, Villa at home, or something like that? Is that what United's fixtures are?
As I tell you now, we are. So away to Newcastle, home to Chelsea, home to Bournemouth, away at Liverpool, away to West Ham, home to Villa, away to Forest. We might get one win in all of this.
See, everyone's going to laugh at Forest. I know they lost at the weekend, but before that, they weren't being at home for like 20 plus games.
Yeah, Forest.
They beat Villa. They beat Villa.
And they did well. They did well to even try to make it come back to that game as well.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm like, exactly, and we playing them away too, so it's like it's not helping. And I was deep in it as well. We probably not gonna see a full first 11 by probably middle end February, because San Bissouma and who else? San Bissouma and Sa, they're going to AFCON, and Sa got injured too now, so he's out too. Sa.
Because on the list of injuries at the weekend, they said it was like undisclosed or something.
Yeah, he has a hamstring issue.
That's 4 to 6 weeks out then. Defo.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, and so he's probably going to be ready for AFCON, or they're going to take him because Senegal's going to make it at least to the later stages of AFCON. So he probably going to fit. And Son is going to be in the Asian Cup. Madison and Van de Ven going to be back in New Year, around New Year's time. So I was looking at it and I'm like, we might not have our full first 11 by probably mid / end of February, which is a lot of football to be played during that period.
So you got Basuma's back at the weekend after this ascension, right? But it's probably going to be Basuma in the middle. Do you think like Bentancur is probably going to be injured?
It depends on Bentancur how bad it is.
Do you think they'll? I don't think they'll risk him. It might be on the bench.
I wouldn't do it. But then again, it depends all on Ange. To be honest, like he looks like when
he's a man. He doesn't care. He'll
that's what I'm saying. Like that's why. Fuck. Our women's team got like slapped 6-0 by City. Like, and somebody said this might be the preview for this week, but like bro, I'm just a madman, and it's like okay. I ride and die with it this season, but if this was the second season under Ange and this shit would still happen, then I would be much more furious. But
you're so fortunate, Kevin. If you play that highline at City, I don't even think if he plays that highline against City, I know he just doesn't care. He doesn't care who he plays.
I'm looking forward to it.
Imagine he played that highline. Imagine if City had Kevin De Bruyne with that Spurs
highline. That's what I'm happy about.
God, that's what I'm talking about.
You know what it means? I'm just hoping that the team, because the funny part about it is here, people talk about how Arsenal highlight.
There is a 2-week break in Jan. You're right. There's a 2-week break in Jan.
Wait, is it? There's not FA Cup. Why is there a 2-week break in Jan?
There's an FA Cup, and then there's like a 10-day mid-season winter break.
I mean, these players need a winter break anyway. Like the more football they be playing still, but then I'm thinking about it of like, because this whole thing about the Highline, I genuinely believe this is becoming a buzzword now, and people are trying to say if we lose a football match, the reason why we lose football matches is because we play a Highline. Nah, man. Please analyze those football matches a lot better than what these people be doing. Because
talk about it, fam.
It's crazy because like I saw, and then again it's rival fans, so they're gonna run with it. But they say, how about you playing the highlight now? And I'm like, that was not the reason why we lost the football match. Like again, we had 5 free centre backs against Paul Torres, who was like what 6'1", between 6'1" to 6'3", and I'm like. I was even surprised that Andrew didn't make it a priority that they should just attack us in the air. So very surprised. And to be honest, we even coped outside maybe the offside goal from Watkins where they scored straight away, and you can maybe argue the Highline was the issue. I don't think the Highline every game this season hasn't been issued by the Chelsea game, but then I think people taking that game over the top now because how he was playing a Highland with the 9 man. But we're not going to play every game with 9 man if you look at that perspective too. So it's like, I think people oversaturated it. Like, can it be a concern? Yes, against certain teams, especially if you play against a Haaland and shit like that. Because City do have pace in their team too now in that attack. Mm-hmm. But I think people oversaturate the whole thing with the Highland. I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. Like, it's not like people act like we're the only team in the league that play a Highland. Like we're not really not.
Okay, first. Let's see. Yes, to answer your question, Mario J, Spurs do have Forest away in December. Yes, you are right. And I didn't know about the 2-week break in Jan, but yeah. So again, to answer the question, yeah, Manchester United's fixture list. Yeah, the manager ain't seeing that through, even though we started well in regards to being Everton 3-0. But yeah, we'll see. And we'll see where this Don Carlo news goes to as well. But I highly doubt that it's gonna happen. But it gives me something to talk about.
He won't go. Even if you sack Ten Hag, Don Carlo won't go there mid-season unless he's sacked by Madrid. So
like I said, we'd have to offer like a lot. And to all the members in the chat as well, if you're a soldier or higher, I did move the members Q&A from today to Saturday. So just reach out to me. Just follow at Sarcasm City TV on Twitter or Instagram if you are on the 2nd or 3rd tier. So if you're a Sarcasm City soldier or general, big up to all the members supporting. Link for the membership is in the pinned comment as well. Let's see what else you lot are saying. Also, let's see what else you lot are saying. Yeah, big up to Marshall. Good to see you in the chat. Timo Werner to United actually wouldn't be that bad of a buy. He'd be a better version of what Marcus Rashford offers you. Yeah. Hilarious.
This message screams of him starting the stream late and then watching your message for about what you said about 25 minutes ago that someone's going to come in the chat and say that Timo Werner wouldn't be a bad.
Yeah, he's taking liberties, yo. Marshall's just taking liberties.
It's like he's caught up. He's probably not even caught up now. He just put it in to see what our reaction will be when he catches up.
Timo.
Anyhow, we can't do that. We cannot have a front like for Timo Werner, Mount Bruno. Oh my god!
But see.
No, Lord of mercy.
I think the whole idea of Timo Werner and the team is because he's obviously athletic and he can run. If that is the reasoning or the thought process, then somebody has to get arrested, man.
Someone better be fucking sacked. You know what I'm saying? That's what they should have already been sacked. And yeah, I did start this to get to this. My question to our board of managers is, we haven't been scoring goals, and you think Timo Werner will improve that? And people want to trust these people. I wonder why I say sack everybody. Corey was right, man. Shout out Big Six Bands, Corey from Big Six Bands. He was right. Sack everybody, man. Everybody got to go. Everybody. I want any part of this regime around. Everybody got to go. Everybody.
No link to Osimhen, no link to Ivan Toney. It's Timo Werner.
Timo. Hey, maybe because Man United are broke, maybe that's why the facade. Who knows, man?
Just go get someone else on a free. Like, that's what it is. Big up to Ed as well in the chat. Good to see you in the chat. Big up Pels as well. She just put yo. Big up. Hope you're well, Pels. We do have Super Kobbie Mainoo. That is right, Ed. We do 110%. But yeah, in regards to the actual game as well, and on Kobbie Mainoo, very impressive performance in that game away to Everton. And the two things that impressed me the most was his composure and his decision making. Composure was absolutely 10-10 in regards to being in a hostile environment which Everton is away. And he just looked composed in the center of the park. He looked older than what he is in terms of the way he played. Also, decision-making, playing the correct pass at the correct time, weight of pass as well. That was super impressive. I talk about that all the time. People think a pass can be successful and be a poor pass. I don't think people realize that. Just because a pass gets to a teammate does not necessarily mean it was a good pass. Because if you overhit it or underhit it, same with a cross. A cross can be quote-unquote success. You can hit 5 out of 5 crosses. Like, for instance, Dalot's cross to Garnacho, that's classed as a successful cross. Was it a great cross? No. But Garnacho just stuck it top bins with a wonder strike. So that's not only classed as an assist and a chance created, it's also classed as a cross completed. These stats can be very fugazi, just to clarify. But yeah, on Mainoo, top quality. And he adds to our team, in particular in midfield, what we lack, physicality. He's mobile. He's agile. You know what I'm saying? He's got some strength, some pace and power. Because our midfield is just durable. That's what we have in there. It's just durable option. Take Casemiro out of it because he's of quality. Everyone else is just, Everyone else in there pretty much has less athleticism than me. That should not be the case. Should not be the fucking case. What are we doing here? I'm built like a toilet brush. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? How would I be more athletic in our midfield than them? Bear in mind, I'm older than them too as well. The likes of Mount significantly older than. What are we talking about here? And even the way he cleared it off the line, that goes to show his IQ, like his positioning. And just sensible. So yeah, I hope that now our midfield hopes rest on his shoulders, which is unfair to him. He should be coming into some form of a settled team and a functioning unit. Now our midfield playing well is on him. At 17, 18, how unfair is that? Like, he played next to McTominay and Bruno and was head and shoulders our best midfielder. Head and shoulders. What even close. Like, McTominay at times I forgot was playing. Until head shoulders, that's a banger. But yes, it's a wrap. Like, for real. Absolutely goddamn. So yeah, salute to Mainoo. In the game itself, performance was slightly better. Definitely want to give credit to Onana as well, because he's bounced back. He's bounced back from a very, very shocking start. He's just done, again, the basics. Done the goalkeeping basics, been decent. I'm saying cut out the silly errors. Distribution's been okay. Been coming for corners, coming for crosses, good. And like, now everyone who's talking about he was right to be criticized. 110%. It was right to criticize him. But just to write him off was ridiculous. Oh, waste of money. Won't make it here after 3-4 months. Like, no, relax. And now we're seeing it. And now I expect him to kick on even more so. So yeah, flawless. What would my midfield be on Wednesday? Mainoo, Amrabat, Bruno, because that's all that's fit. Casemiro's injured, Eriksen's injured, McTominay's crap. So who else we got?
I thought you were going to say he was injured.
No, he's crap. Might as well be injured. Mount's injured. Like, who else we got?
I know, but just the way it was coming up with. Casemiro's injured, Eriksen's injured, McTominay's crap. Do you think Ten Hag's got the balls to play Kobbie Mainoo away at Galatasaray?
I think he will. You know why? Because he played well. And it's an easy, and for him, he won't get criticized for that. So let's say he plays him at Galatasaray and Mainoo's horrific. He won't receive the criticism for playing him because of the game. He would take him more balls to not play him and say, I'm not playing him because he's 17, 18 and it's away in a hostile environment. On the flip side. That's what I'm saying.
You should pray for hostile.
Yeah, play. I want to see him in particular in that environment. Because if he's as good as everyone says he is, cool, you should be okay. Because you just did well in a hostile environment, Everton. away. That the midfielders who are much more experienced than him, I've seen struggle there. So yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see. You know what I'm saying?
Were you
We'll see.
disappointed? Take your Man United hat. Were you disappointed in Everton? Like they didn't like. I know they took the game to your party during the first half.
No,
It's like
because I've
second
watched
half.
them and I know that
Yeah.
it's just a lack of quality with them. Because I watched them
No, but
against
I just-
Arsenal.
I thought they
I watched
would-
them against Liverpool as well. They just
I
lack
thought they
quality.
I know, but I thought they would counteract that and just be more aggressive, really aggressive. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I hear you.
you know what I mean? Like hit the ball
I
up.
think
do a Sean Dyche. You've been up 10 points. The siege
I think-
mentality.
I think what happened though is they did that because after we scored the goal, we didn't get a kick. We offered nothing
Yeah.
going forward in that first.
Yeah,
half.
this is
and,
what I thought.
and they
Yeah.
made some great. But you got to think one was cleared off the line. The Calvert-Lewin header, the shot before the one cleared off the line, the rebound before the clearance off the line as well. So they did create chances, some half chances, and they did. But they
You know
just
what worked against them though, apart from the it was not just the 10 points, it's when it happened, right? Because it happened during the international break. So they couldn't then go into like the next game like 3 or 4 days later and do it. So it's like it's calmed down, everyone's accepted it. Now we have to wait like a further week until we can get United. So it's like it's sort of all died down. Even like Everton fans on like social media and radio and stuff like that, you're not even hearing it. It's not even talked about. The week leading up to the games, it wasn't even talked about. Really. You know what I mean? It was just like a normal game, essentially. And I just felt
I think it just also didn't. It just didn't help. It just didn't help when Garnacho just puts out a wonder goal just 3 minutes into the game.
that silenced the crowd as well.
Just
We
exactly
scored. I was
like-
going to
like-
say we scored at the right times. When we scored the first and second goals, were like killers for them.
Exactly,
With
like
no
I
man
was like, because I was like still okay at 1-0. I'm like, okay, everything can do, but then the second goal, I'm like, United getting a penalty there. All of a sudden, it's like, okay, now it's like, it's what it is. They're probably not gonna go and win the game, but yeah, it's just United. This is the one thing you gotta give credit though to United. Though, like they know how to get results. They know how to go and get the results. Like and even though like this is the thing, like I call each of these games thinking, yeah, United look like dog water out there, but then they go out there and then they go there and do that, and I'm like silenced too. But I don't know, like Man United, very confusing team, man.
they must absolutely be the worst team to try and predict.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Because they can go like
because they could go on to Gala after beating Gala and then like okay, and this is like I don't know, like I said, it's just weird when you just watch Man United.
They can lose to like Palace at home 1-0, and then go and like winning the next 5 out of 6 league games. It's just ridiculous. That's why football is fake.
Yeah, it just sucks. That being said, big up to Ed, who's been a member for a month. Big up to you, my guy, Ed. Ed, yeah, because you're a soldier or higher as well. If you want, and you're a member anyway, and that's any member. If you want in on the if you want in on the group chat, members group chat, give me a shout. Timo Werner links. He said Babylon for dead. Do Chelsea need to bring in the kids again, like last season? Sorry, people, it's broken to patois. Like last season with Hall and Cole. Kids bring more energy and fight. What are you saying about this? You go with the common grads?
You want more kids in this? You want more kids in this team? I mean, what are we doing here?
Hey, bring more kids, man. Bring all the
kids. Yeah, more kids.
No George Giddy, no George Giddy type of nonsense. Like none of that.
We signed a Brazilian youngster today or something like that. So you know,
how old is he?
Moscow.
18
apparently. Yeah. So he's
Eddie was right, man. You lot just out there with the daycare center over there in West London. But
hey, bro, what I'm saying is, everyone goes on. You know, everyone likes to say we spent $1 billion, right? Which is fair, we did, right? But they don't like to say about 300 million of it is on these kids that will never see wear a Chelsea shirt in their goddamn lives.
That's what I was saying. Like, yo, I said this. These agents, they are criminals because they are selling dreams to these kids, thinking like. But in reality, because in the end of the day, the agent is going to win. The agent is going to win because they're going to get a good agent fee because they're going to Chelsea and all that.
Bro, it's as simple as this, right? You get the families in, you get the families come over, you get the whatever the equivalent is over here, the visas or something like that, the passports done, you get the houses set up, and in 2 years' time you sell them to freaking Southampton or something like that, or to a German club or something like that for about 35 million, and you've made a profit and stuff like that. No, what we do need, and what's reported today, is that several reports again, just like Man United when Chelsea are in trouble, the journalists release different news. So like they ramped up the old January transfer market. So apparently we are eyeing up 3 transfers in January, but we need to get 3 players out as well. So the big one is Osimhen, which I very highly doubt we would be able to, unless we're going to literally pay what they want for him, which is about 150 million euros or something like that. And another centre back, which doesn't make any sense to buy another centre back. I mean, we've got like 72 of them already in our squad. So, for me, it'd be about getting a left back, I think, because Kukure's done all right, but that Brighton season is looking like an aberration, really. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and Chilwell's just too injury prone. So I would look in that direction. I mean, for me, I would get a goalkeeper, a striker, and as left back. That's my 3 signings in January. But apparently they're okay with the goalkeepers. But that doesn't make any sense either. But it'd be all this report that they are still thinking that we can get Champions League. If they go for Osimhen in January, then I know they want to get Champions League football.
True.
If they don't, and not even go for like a Tony, then there's no way you can expect Poch to get Champions League football with this group of players. Not even fit.
But
before you go on, Jez. Hey, big up to Jacob, big up United Spurs of America for the raid. Make sure you subscribe to United Spurs of America. Shout out Jacob every single time as well. Yeah, go on.
But this is what I was thinking, though. It's like, now I'm seeing reports about how Poch is under pressure and all that nonsense, and it's like, what are we gonna get? Like Chelsea? We talked about literally the other day. Chelsea technically are performing like a mid-table team right now, if you really want to be honest. And it's facts. Like,
100%.
And the result show it. But then it's like, in the same time, are we really just gonna act like that Osimhen is gonna come and all of a sudden this team is gonna, will this team score goals? Yes, but are we gonna forget that this team is conceding goals right now?
Yeah,
like, it's like so many issues. Where I don't think Osimhen alone, even though if he would be a great buy, it's just gonna be all of a sudden, Chelsea's gonna find the form. They're gonna go on the winning. Chelsea has to prove the world first performance. You can go and win 3 matches in a row convincingly.
So what will be the big thing is if you do get a striker, it's Tony Osimhen, then you get Nkunku in, and then you get Lavia in and incorporate them. Because then essentially there's only Fofana who's like a big, I wouldn't even say miss, because for me he still has to prove he can stay fit when he returns. Facts. So it's like, who would you on Saturday though? It was like, because on Saturday I've always said Gallagher is he's made a new position. Gallagher is a defensive 10, right? And I'll say this right now. He's a pressing 10, right? And I always say, if you give Gallagher more than one thing to do, he can't do it. He can't multitask. And Saturday, he didn't start him in that position. He started him out on the right, which he put him on the right in the second half against Man City, but that was during the game, and then he switched back again. He actually started him out on the right, which didn't help us whatsoever, especially when you've got Enzo there playing with Ugo Chukwu, who was starting, the 19-year-old kid. So it just didn't make sense. It's like Poch just did a few things at the start, like moving Palmer in the middle during that, started Palmer in the 10, which didn't work on Saturday whatsoever. So it was just a few things that and also then, like I said, starting Badiashile, who he hasn't built up his minutes to get him to start. That's the thing. I can't even think how many times he's actually played since he started against Blackburn about 5 weeks ago in the League Cup. I don't think it's that many. You build up the minutes for the start, but then also pairing him with Thiago Silva as well. It's madness, absolute madness. I mean, Disasi, another scapegoat in this fan base. Disasi has been better than Thiago Silva this season, in my opinion. Thiago Silva has done what you can say. Oh yeah, but he done well against in the big games. Well, Yeah, he scored against City, but we did concede 4. And and then against Spurs, we weren't that defensively solid. But it's like you now have to start phasing out Thiago Silva because you need to start building a partnership. You need to start building a spine. One of the parts of the spine is the defensive centre-back partnership. We all know that. A successful side is built on a spine. It's built on a great goalkeeper, a centre-back partnership, at least one good midfielder, and one great striker or attacker. It's always built on that. And we need to start like either you go with Disasi Balashile or you pair one of them with Colwell or something. That's why I want a left back. So honestly, Colwell actually play centre back for more than a couple of games because that's what he's actually there to do. But no more kids in this whatsoever. You know what I mean? It's no more kids, no more unproven kids, or else what's the point?
Yeah, you lot need to get some.
I'm just saying, I'm saying Chelsea, they keep selling dreams to these kids, man. Like they keep bro. So I'm convinced. Like you see how Chelsea fans give Pius, for example, all that love right now, which I get because I even watched a couple of Pius games, and he looks actually very impressive. By the time he arrives to Chelsea, in my opinion, Chelsea fans probably have a new toy that's like 13 years old, and that I can't wait till he turns 18. Something needs to change, man. This kind of
the time players arrives at Chelsea when he's 18, I think he may have already played 150 games.
Jeez.
Because he plays
for
the international team, the first team international team, not the under 16s or something. He plays for actual grown man's team. And for someone who put it in the chat that Nkuku's injury prone, he's not injury prone for the last 3 or 4 years. Let's not do this, okay? He had the torn.
I think it's only from last season. I think
it's last year in the World Cup. Then we got injured in the
World Cup
France training. Some idiot tackled him in the French training. And then he had he did. Do you remember that? He took him out.
I remember that.
It's gonna be interesting to see with
and then he's had this.
Well.
Then he's had this knee injury, so he's not injury prone like that, bro. But I think this modern day player, you're going to see more injury prone players, just the way it is, just the way they're built.
They just don't get no rest, man.
Look at this. I mean, we get Sun and the Asia Games and African Nation Games. That's 2 years in a row for these type of players that are going to have an international tournament in the middle of the season. 2 years in a row. So the World Cup last year. I mean,
that's a valid point.
I mean, it's just madness. Utter madness. And you got the Euros at the end of this season as well. And then what? You're starting back like 6 weeks later in the league, and then just mad.
No,
I said this before. You
got the Olympics as well.
Olympics as well, yeah, for the under 23s.
Yeah, and
when is the Olympics?
After the Euros.
It's in Paris.
Oh, it's after the Euro Olympics. Oh, yeah, because the NBA, the US, they're sending the NBA team, the squad
like,
over there.
Late July, August. Sort of
content, but yeah, cool. Yeah, go on.
And I was just saying the whole.
Was it Camavinga that tackled him? It was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Camavinga that tackled him.
Yeah, one of them.
He's on his way to Old Trafford with Don Carlo. We're going.
You wish.
Hang
on a minute. Camavinga will stop Kobbie Mainoo's progress. Let's stop this right now, okay? Let's stop this right now.
All I'm saying is that I mean, to be fair, he would be a good left back for United still, but
he would definitely, without doubt, be our best left back.
Actually, we need a left back. We might buy him. We need a left back.
You know what I'm saying? Now you got 2 men. You got Chilwell and Cucurella. You lot are patterned men. England international, and then. What nationality is Cucurella? Spanish, and the Spanish international, you're blessed.
Yes. He's not even international.
Well, soon to be, man. Yeah. Give him now. He gets his run of games at Chelsea. He'll be all right, man. He'll be.
After the last game, I don't know.
He's suspended for Saturday.
I don't know if that's that might be a plus to you lot. Tabiru says, Mainoo is special, though flawless. Come after time, come after man. He's played one. I've seen him play one match.
Yeah,
he's special.
He's played one game.
Can I just say, you United fans, and I've been on this channel a while, and I don't even remember Flawless talking about this. You only started talking about this guy in the summer, when he's on your pre-season tour. This is not a guy you've been bigging up for like the last year or so. Okay, let him just develop. Stop comparing him to like a Makelele Etienne hybrid or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Leave him alone. Let him progress. He's already got enough trouble when he's got a midfield of McTominay and Bruno beside him.
Facts. He has problems.
Leave him alone.
Well,
That's what it is.
alone.
And I'm not saying he's just, and just to clarify to people, I'm not saying he's not special. I'm saying I like what I've seen. I've seen him play one match. So I'm not going to crown him king after one game. Same way if he would have played poorly, I wouldn't have written him off and said, oh my God, he's awful. Same way if he has a poor game against Galatasaray. I'm not going to sit here and be like, awful, sell him. You know what I'm saying? He's useless. No. I'm assessing. I need a bigger sample size than one match. I need a bigger sample size just for those that don't know than 2 games.
His next two games, he might not even play, first of all. But if he does,
I mean,
look at the circumstances. Away to Galatasaray and away to Newcastle. I mean, what if he doesn't play well then? What are you going to say?
Yeah,
he barely just did.
He's young. He's just learning. So learning. You can't blame him. He's only 18 years old. Whereas like the previous week, he was so good. He looked like he'd been there for ages. You know, he looked so experienced. You know.
Facts.
Yes.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
but
also in like, well, the kid barely did his GCSE, so it's like, come on.
Yeah, he's literally 18 years old. It's like, yo, relax. You know what I'm saying? I know some Stockport though, but yeah. I just literally Googled to check his age. And the Olympics is in August. Big up, Ed. You lot will get some content around that time in August, 100%. Pels is saying here, Osimhen is guaranteed to flop at Chelsea. What's your thoughts on this? Because I know you've said already, Surfer, that it's Tony or Osimhen. You'll take either. Do you see them both being a success at Chelsea? Or do you worry about it not because of their skill set, but because of everything else?
I don't know. We've not had a good record with strikers, so I don't know if it'll be a flop or not. I have more question marks over Osimhen than I would do an Ivan Toney.
That's fair.
It's because Osimhen I don't watch on a daily basis. You know what I mean? He's played very well the last 18 months or so, but I would still have a very big question marks over if he can adapt to the league. My question marks over Toney is whether he can adapt to playing for a bigger club.
The high level, yeah.
But I think the risk is less with Toney than it is with Osimhen.
No, that's fair.
Because Toney obviously doesn't need to adapt to the league because he's played in it.
Yeah.
So the only thing with Toney would be his actual match fitness. How quickly can he get it back? You know what I mean? Because I think his ban's up like January 16th or something like that. So even if you buy him, you can't even play until like mid-January at the earliest. And even then, you probably won't because you'll need like a few weeks of building up match fitness. So you probably won't even probably see the real Toney till about March, start of March. You know what I mean? So it's a risk, you know. Of course, like every big club, they're more seduced by the bigger name, which right now is Osimhen, right? So it's just true, right? I mean, if it was the other way around, if Toney was playing for Napoli, he'd be the one that'd be quoted about 150.
Because he's at Napoli, Brentford.
He's
down the road.
It's unconscious bias, isn't it? It's unconscious bias. Like every fan, if Toney was playing for Napoli, no one would be doubting in this fan base.
Yeah, that's the crazy part, is the doubt surrounding him. That's the crazy part.
Madness.
Like the only question mark is he's not played at the higher level, which is not his fault, by the way.
Yeah, it's like he scored 6 penalty goals. Yeah, they're goals.
Wait, you scored 6 penalties? Tony?
Yeah, Tony, like last season.
Scoring 6 penalties?
I mean, shit. I could just score a penalty, man. I'll tell
when did penalties? Can someone tell me when penalties were not part of football anymore? Did I miss a note or something? Like I keep saying, it's like if I'm a Chelsea, if I hear a Chelsea fan say, "Oh, it's only a penalty," then I will ask them. So I guess you don't count our first Champions League win then, because we won that in penalties, and also then you take away some of Lampard's goals then, right? Because he scored a lot of penalties.
Don't count
right? So you know what I mean. So it's like that, but it's risk and reward. It's a hell of a risk for Osimhen because it's the price alone is massive. So
you're gonna get slandered. You know, he's just going to get
started. So he literally, and this is unfair of him, he would literally have to score 30 goals from January onwards in the league to be just as a starter. He would literally have to score 20 to 30 goals in the league. He'd have to hit the ground running. I mean, it wouldn't even be like he wouldn't have no time to rest or even find a house. And he'd have to literally hit. If you want Osimhen, this is my thing. If they want Osimhen, I hope they're negotiating for him now. I can't do the old like last day of the season like with Enzo last day of the month like Enzo last time. If you want him, get him done now. You can't even negotiate with Napoli because they're not really going to negotiate. You know what I mean? It's going to be, if you want him, this is how much. You're going to have to bite the bullet and go for it if you want him. None of it's like, they're going to try and moratization over it. You're probably not going to be even allowed to do that with Napoli. Probably, if that or Napoli are going to say we want at least 90 million up front, if you want to do the amortization bit, which would be, or they want what they paid for him, which is about 88 million euros, which they paid for him. So it's like, what are you going to do essentially? Do you want champion? If you want Champions League football and you want it this for next season, then you have to make a decision now who you want. You want Tony, you want Osimhen, okay? Who do you want? Then you're going to have to bite the bullet and buy him. Because otherwise, if you don't get either one of them, there's no way this team has a chance, an outside chance of making top 5.
So
I think Pel's saying this because she's saying Osimhen is guaranteed to flop at Chelsea, and I believe she's a Chelsea fan as well. So she's not convinced.
I don't know. Listen, I think she's a Chelsea fan. Generally, because all of the strikers have flopped since Diego Costa.
I think it's more so that and the team.
That'd be understandable. That would be understandable. And listen, I understand that we're the greatest non-striker team in Premier League history. I think because we are strikers everywhere. So I mean,
greatest non-striker team in history.
we don't do well with strikers. But listen, it all depends. I mean, we do create chances. I do think sometimes this low block thing is overblown because we do create like I know we lost to Brentford, but I remember that first half against Brentford, we should at least been like 2-0 up. Do you know what I mean? We should at least been 2-0 up. We create chances.
You lot do create chances, yeah.
For me, it's about finishing. That's what it is. So let's see. The thing I think is that I think Osimhen and Tony are two different players. I think Tony has more. I think Tony has more to his game than Osimhen does. I think Tony can do more. If you want a player like that, but then if you're going to get Nkunku in the team, do you need a player like that, or do you just need a gunman? And I think Osimhen's a gunman, but you got to feed him.
Yeah, feed him.
You have to feed him.
And you have to play. Enzo probably can hit those through balls through the spaces there, but then who else then? Like, are the white players gonna create? Like, I think Cole Palmer has been good, but I feel like Cole Palmer strives more of being the guy where you play off him. And
that would be the thing.
Be the guy. Like it's just. It's what, I think there's a big issue with Chelsea. Like the way your team is constructed, the construction of the team is really weird.
How do you? So what do you do? Do you leave? Do you say we'll leave Enzo and Caicedo where they are, or whatever combination with Lavio as the two, and then you've got a combination of Sterling, Nkunku, and Palmer, and try and mix it up? Do you know what I mean? And who's going to be the closer one to Osimhen? Now, I haven't seen Nkunku play, so I don't know if he can do it. I saw Palmer link up pretty well with Jackson. You know what I mean? I think he set him up for a couple of his goals this season. So it's an option, but that's up to Pochettino. That's up to him to sort out.
So Poch to figure out how it's gonna work.
Yeah, figure it out. It's your job, right? It's your job.
I hear you. And to are you seeing who says I thought Ancelotti was set up for the Brazil job? Well, yeah, I don't think anyone's saying 100%.
You see that Brazil squad?
There's no one saying that he's not going there. Which is we'll see. We're gonna find out in the next few days. You reckon he'll stay at Madrid?
He looked at that Brazil-Argentina game and that Brazil lineup, and he went, without Vinicius Jr., no frigging way am I managing this.
But you know the funny part about Vinny. But you know what the part of what Vinny is.
You know what you're gonna say as well.
He for Brazil. He's probably worse than Richarlison. That's the funny part about it. And he's the best player, or supposed to be the best player. Which is, I don't know, the whole this current set of Brazilian players, they're just all ass, man. You just have to accept it and hope help the next generation. Like, see, by the way, people don't talk about it. Saka really got this chain snatched, bro, by a 17-year-old from the favelas. Like,
This guy, yeah.
no, I'm just keeping it honest, bro. Like, I'm not gonna. Like, I don't know how he. I don't know how. No, this is just something that just people don't talk about. I've seen Saka face of the brand, new Balance. Then some 17-year-old kid gets like a Jordan like deal with New Balance all of a sudden, where he has his own brand within New Balance. I'm like, yo, that's Michael Jordan shit right there. Saka, you couldn't do that. Just saying, man. Just saying.
First, and before we do close out, people, which will be in the next 10 minutes or so, continue to run up the likes, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back. There's over 70 people in here, only at 49 likes. So one more like, let's get us to 50 likes, people. Let's get us to 50 likes. I'm still short in the subscriber department, 8,687. 3 more subscribers, people. 3 more subscribers. Get us to 8,690. There's over 70 people in here. I'm only asking for 3 subs. I know there's someone watching live right now. I know there's at least 3 of you lot who are watching live right now who've not hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Here's road to 9K here. And if you're watching back, that applies to you too. Hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. Also, continue to get your questions in. Please just keep them United, Chelsea, or Spurs related as well. And this is another one, and he's caused conversation. Marshall says, question for the Chelsea boys. Well, that's just surfer. Boss been up with Enzo, man. I'm not Chelsea, but I have skin in the game, whatever that means, because I've been calling this guy Baby Xavi. So basically, you're saying you got stuck. You got Enzo stuck. So I don't know why, but here we are. So he better not make a fraud out of me laughing my ass off. Your thoughts on it, Surfer? Because I've seen him receive criticism from Chelsea fans. I've seen him get criticized from rival fans. I've seen Chelsea fans defend him and say he's not so bad, been a flop, is more so underwhelming. And then I also see rival fans also kind of defended him. Where do you stand, considering I think he has, was it like you mentioned it, but in regards to him winning 5 games out of 30 or whatever the case may be.
Oh yeah, it's always Enzo. It's never any of the other new signings or anything that played the same amount. It's always Enzo's fault that we lost that. But listen, let's be fair. Yeah, let's be fair. He's had a mixed time here, just like every other signing that we've had, by the way. But there we go. But the price comes into it, no problem. That's not his fault. We paid that price because we didn't want to get in the bidding war in the summer. So, you know, we were going to... If we didn't buy him in January, other clubs are going to come in for him in this summer. It's just fact. Like to Real Madrid, PSG, something like that. Now, can he do better? Yeah. I think we need to use him better. But everyone that praises Conor Gallagher has to realise the only way Conor Gallagher is allowed to do his job is because Caicedo and Enzo are behind him doing theirs. Now, what type of player is Enzo? Enzo's not going to be your guy who gets double-digit assists and goals. It's just not. There's a function in the team. I always think he's like the pass. He's the guy who passes before the pass. He or the guy who will get the ball to an Nkunku or Palmer, and then they'll get the assist. That's what I think. Yeah. Can he do more? Can he do more? Absolutely, he can do more. Do I think sometimes he is overplayed? Yeah. But maybe with the introduction of Lavia, he gets rotated. Him and Caicedo get rotated a bit. You know, now he's not got the international breaks. I mean, flying back and forth for the last 3 months. Then maybe we'll see how good he is. But he has got to do better. That's no doubt. But when I hear like people say, "Oh, he's been shit all season," it's just rubbish. It's just rubbish. He was good against City. He was good against Arsenal. I mean, he silenced Rice. He silenced Rice before they moved Rice back into the end position. Him and Caicedo. He was good for a major part against Liverpool, but he was good against Fulham, good against West Ham for the first half. But there's he can do better, and he needs to do better to justify his price. Is he £105 million midfielder? No, but he cannot dictate the price. It wasn't like it was a buyout clause. It's an actual price that Benfica wanted, and we paid for him. So he can't dictate his own price. I sometimes wonder if people actually know what type of player Enzo is. It's like this narrative now from rival fans is that Enzo's one of the most protected players. You obviously don't listen to Chelsea fans because there's a big split in the fan base about Enzo.
Mm.
You know, I think there's people that overprotect him, that say he doesn't do anything wrong, and there's the people that say he doesn't do anything right. And I'm just here to say that he can do better, but I also think that I think he's been shafted really since he got here. Like in January, we literally sold all our midfielders apart from him, Gallagher, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and he was forced to play 6 months, nearly 6 months as a DM. While he got a couple of assists as well in that role as well, but no one likes to remember that, do they? So that's all good. But I just think, listen, the problem with the problem is that this Chelsea team is still trying to find its identity, and that will affect how players play as a collective because they're not used to playing with each other. Yeah, and they're not on any type of good form. Now, you might see a difference if somehow they actually start to string a few wins together. You'll see the confidence build, anything like that. But like I said, for me on Saturday, if I was going to rest either Caicedo or Enzo, I would have rested Enzo or had him on the subs bench instead of Caicedo. I would have just had that because I think Ugo Chukwu of Enzo, I just don't think it's a good match. And I think if you have Ugo Chukwu as a more defensive midfielder, Caicedo could do more of the 8 role, like he did for Brighton and stuff like that. So I would have done that. But yeah, he can do better. Price tag doesn't help. But like I said, he doesn't dictate what his price tag is. That was us. So, you know.
I think me personally, because I want to also put my 2 cents in there. And it's
sure you do. Go on, floor's yours.
It's just I'm gonna be honest. To be honest about it, it's like I mean, see, a part of me. No, a part of me.
Because I got your iPad, I just looked up like this guy. I picked you on there because I looked up and I've got it on the obviously I've got to have it on the TV just to make sure everything's running smoothly. But yeah, go on, carry on.
It's just that I feel like I do think obviously he doesn't dictate his price tag, but then the same way it's just this Chelsea did end up paying for it because I said this when Chelsea bought him. I think he's at max 80 million worth at that time. But Chelsea did decide, in the end of the day, to pay the money. Like they didn't have to, but they did because obviously the fears of him maybe not being available then in the summer. But also because they believe there is a player there that can really be a difference maker. So I kind of get it from that perspective because I use it with our players as well. Like when we maybe spend big occasionally, like and Ndombele had these big expectations too, but obviously it didn't work out. It's what it is. About these people now, first and foremost, there's a lot of people that's just salty that Pogba was called out all the time, and now they wanted to direct the focus on Enzo because Pogba was getting the same treatment. So you're always going to get that. So Pogba was getting the treatment, but Enzo can't get the treatment. Whenever you want to think this BLM tax or not, that's whatever. But but like Sofa said, like I think he's like. And even the comment said he's kind of like the Xabi Alonso. He's like the Toni Kroos. And ironically, even somebody put out like a Kraft Enzo this season and Toni Kroos this season in terms of like non-penalty goals, defending, and all this type of stuff. It's literally identical. So you can kind of imagine what type of player Enzo is. And the issue is, you're just not gonna get these big games unless you have Enzo in a functional team. Again, you can't have an Enzo in a team when your team performs like a mid-table. And I'm not saying he needs to be dropped or anything. I'm saying that you're never gonna get to see the best out of him, like a player like him, if your team performs like a mid-table. He is one of them luxury high-end players where like put him in a good team that is actually performing consistently.
That's a good point.
In the high levels. Like if Enzo was in Real Madrid, Toni Kroos would barely see minutes this season. I'm telling you right now, he wouldn't.
Right. About him.
And Toni Kroos is a good player, a very great player still. But Toni Kroos is old as well.
I think listen. I don't care what anyone says. I think if he was at City, he'd start alongside Rodri. I think he's a perfect foil for someone like Rodri. I think he'd start in Liverpool's midfield. I really do. He'd definitely start in your midfield. I know you take him flawless.
Oh yeah, without that, of course. Yeah.
Of course. The Spurs midfield, maybe. Yeah, he'd start.
It depends. It depends.
Depends where he wants to play.
Yeah. Yeah,
Depends what
exactly.
you want to play, stuff like that. You'd probably have to switch to more of a 1-6 and a 2-8, really, or something like sort of like a hybrid where you have like one like a Basuma here and an Enzo there and then a Madison there, sort of like in a line.
See, you know, funny, I wouldn't want to see both Madison end, but I hear you. Like, and both of them together now.
Like, it's funny Arsenal fans criticising Enzo. He'd start in your midfield.
Oh, 100%. Like, you know what I mean?
That's the funny thing. That's the amazing thing. And like an Arsenal midfield that has to like rotate. That you know. Side note, can I just say, if you're an Arsenal fan, can you stop mentioning Thomas Partey as being one of the best midfielders? Because he's never going to play for you again, bro. The manager don't. Even when he's fit, the manager don't pick him. The manager don't pick him.
He'd be out there playing right back.
When you an Arsenal fan now, if you hear an Arsenal fan say, when they have let's do a midfield debate, what's your best midfield? Oh yeah, will it be Odegaard, Rice, Partey? It's never going to happen. Partey's not in there. Never played together. So
manager ain't gonna do it.
But
I told that TJ man, but he doesn't want to listen to me. I told him.
I know, but it's just not happening. But yeah, I mean, I think the thing going back to Poch is also Poch needs to stick with a settled team, and like I said, you need to stick with a settled centre back partnership. Obviously, rechange that right back. Whoever you're going to put at left back, the Enzo and Caicedo pivot, and when Nkunku's fit, you're going to have I'd have Nkunku, Sterling, and Palmer as the three behind whoever you're going to have as striker. So that would be you've got like 7. Well, Sanchez is probably always going to play, so you're going to have Sanchez there, but at least then you've got a very good. You've got a core that's settled. So then the other players that are floating in and out, and then like I said, even if you rotate one of them, like a Caicedo or Enzo, you bring in someone like Lavia in. And this is the funny thing as well. This fan base. Oh man, Lavia is definitely going to bench Enzo when he comes in. So now we're actually revisionist history on Lavia, who's had 1 season in the top flight. Who's 19, by the way. He's 19. He's the same age as Ugo Chukwu. Do you know what I mean?
Leslie, man.
That's what I'm saying. Is like,
I hope you, man.
Lavia, it's like people forget Lavia is also a player who needs to develop. He's not the final form.
Which honestly, you can probably argue, like when people say Nkunku injury prone, you can probably say that more about Lavia.
Well,
that guy gets injured.
Well, that's the thing. He was, even last season in Southampton, there was the injury history. But I just think that's just got a side note. I think that's because they start so young now at 16. Like, basically playing men's football when they're not even like physically developed to play men's football. Do you know what I mean? They're just like, and stuff like that. But that's on the side note. But on the Enzo thing, on the bottom line here, that's the bottom line. And yeah, Enzo overall needs to do better, but it's not as bad as what people are saying. Do you know what I mean? Like, in fact, I don't even like doing this, but all reports coming from the game on Saturday, he was one of them that wasn't actually played that badly in a 4-1 defeat.
Last game, I was way more critical against him against City, but people called me crazy for being critical.
I even thought he played well against City, though. But you could be criticised against him that he sort of fatigued during the second half, so that's why he was taken off.
But that Newcastle game, I was looking at him and like, he was not a reason why Chelsea was playing bad that game. He wasn't even the top 5 of my list of players to like really ever go up at all. He wasn't even in that. He was near the bottom of that list. I was going to have a go at players. He wasn't even considered. But the problem is, it was in a 4-1 defeat, so you can't really big up a player.
Yeah, you can't big up anyone in a 4-1 defeat. The only person you might do is the goalkeeper, where you say if it wasn't for him, it would have been 8 or 9. That's legit.
Well, that's what I said previously about when some guy was on the never a foul thing going, we've got to talk about Sanchez. He conceded 4 goals. He couldn't do nothing with those 4 goals. Do you know what I mean? It's like Sanchez has made mistakes this season, and luckily for him, he hasn't really been punished that a lot when he's made the mistakes. But so, I mean, honestly, it's a weird thing. I don't know why Enzo's getting all the thing. It's like, Gallagher's outperforming him. Yeah, who's playing behind Gallagher when you actually just give Gallagher a single role to do? It's Caicedo and Enzo. Because if you watch Gallagher when you ask him to do something else, like Saturday, like against Brentford when he played in the pivot, he's shit. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So,
Dog water.
A big up to he is a big up to Jacob. He says, "Hi, Surfer. How long has that been your name?" That being said, I see you in the chat, Jacob. Sheik. Hey, if you man are down for clubs shortly, let me know. I'm looking to run clubs tonight. What are you saying, Surfer? You about? Or you got an early start?
yeah,
Let me know
man.
if you're about.
I just hit level 70, road to 100.
All right, there we
man.
go. So yeah, you lot will get a live stream on the Sarcasm City TV
Ooh,
game
and
and YouTube channel.
I hit level 100 on GTA, so all my
See,
cars
there
are
we go.
bulletproof to the
There
max.
we go, people. So yeah, and that's what I was gonna do, Sheik. I was gonna get to predictions before we close out, and this show will be back on Sunday, people. You'll get it Sunday. So after the City Tottenham game and Chelsea Brighton on the same day. And Jez will go to you.
Nice.
Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur. Prediction, my friend.
The City, right? It's a City.
Yes.
It's that
It's
city, yeah.
at the MTI, yes.
I'll be real. Any result that has a goal in, we score a goal. We score a goal. We score a goal, man. This is all I have.
So 4-1, 4-1,
Okay,
5-1,
4-1, 6-1, 3-1, 2-1,
Yeah, yeah.
1-1, 1-0 win to Spurs.
21. I don't know. Like, I just know we score a goal. But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be positive, man. I say
Yeah, that's fine.
2-1.
Yeah,
I say 2-1. I'd say 2-1 City. Positive,
I
right?
don't mind you
Nice
scoring a
52.
goal.
Come on, you Spurs. Where
I
is
don't
it?
mind you scoring.
2-1 City.
I don't mind you scoring a goal. The more that every team concedes, the more that Chelsea keep their defensive record of 15 goals in the season. That's all we've got left. That's all we've got left. You know what I mean? That's all we've got left.
That's the pride. That's the pride of Chelsea.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 4-0 City.
You say 4-0 City.
I think they're gonna. Can I just say it? Listen. Not because even before the injuries, Spurs give up a lot of chances. They give up a lot of chances, and I'm talking about. I think Erling Haaland might feast a lot on Sunday. I think he might get a hat trick.
You know what? We're gonna show that fraud man that he's not gonna get. To be fair, Emerson's playing back.
Actually, do you think he'll still go with Royale and Davis, or do you think?
We don't have a fit centre back unless you go to the academy.
If he goes to Royal, I might switch to 5.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, do you want Alfie Dorrington to go and play against Haaland his first Premier League start?
Yes, I do.
And then even then, if he starts him, then we don't have another centre back. So it's gonna be either Davis or it's gonna be like we don't have a fit. We don't have a. Even Ashley Phillips, who has said, "Yo, Ange, give him a run." Even he's injured now. Like he got injured international. Ashley Phillips.
You know what? I'll give you a goal. 5-1. I'll give you a goal.
You know what I'm saying? I think we score a goal.
Staying with you. So what did you say, Jess? You said 2-1 City. You saying 4-1 City?
Yeah,
right?
4-1. I'll go
4-1. Chelsea Brighton.
So glad that Brighton won their first game in 2 months the other days. That's great. It's that. It doesn't even matter. I was going to say it's at Stamford Bridge, but who fucking cares? It doesn't even matter at the moment. Our record there's terrible.
At the bridge. It's at the bridge, man.
Yeah, it's at the bridge. Yeah, it's at the bridge that the poll booth doesn't work properly anymore. That's the problem. I'm going to go 1-0 Chelsea, but that is hard rolling overhead at this point. Very.
Telling me, Jess?
Not a very good game.
I think Brighton can get.
They do play Thursday. They do play Thursday. Remember, they're playing Europa League.
Yeah, they do. I think they can get a draw. I think it's going to be a 1-1.
1-1.
First. It's going to be 1-1.
Okay. Let's do Man United, Newcastle. We're going to do that prediction.
If you really want to, all right, we'll go there. We'll start with you, big man. You know what I'm saying? Newcastle United, Manchester United.
So Kobbie Mainoo masterclass. That's a tick right there. Timo Werner probably confirmed as well by the weekend.
Hey, this is not predictions of the game. You know what I'm saying? I almost dropped the N-bomb and I realized I was talking to predictions of the game, man. You know what I'm saying?
Easy.
Honorary.
Yeah, to be fair, so far it's like half 20.
Oh Jesus!
You know what? I'm being serious now. I'll go 2-1 Newcastle. I'll go 2-1 Newcastle.
What are you saying?
But I can see you snatching a draw though. I see you snatching a draw.
Well,
because they
Smooth
they've
criminal
got,
United.
they got PSG tomorrow, right? I know
Yes,
it's away,
they do.
but
And
the
there will be a
journey's
watch long
obviously
on the Twitch for that people as well. Yeah, go on,
the
carry on.
journey's obviously shorter, like stuff like that. You're away to Galatasaray fighting for your lives. Oh, actually, they're fighting for their lives as well. So.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think they're currently bottom of their group, like us. Or
They are.
like
They're bottom, yeah.
yeah.
They're bottom, yeah. After
They're bottom of the
smashing PSG, everything was like,
PSG,
yay! Now they've got a win.
And that's
You frauds.
almost died. What are you saying, Jez?
Newcastle and United. You know what? You told me to be positive, man. United winning that game. 2-1, Man United.
Just this fucking guy.
Why are you smiling, man? I can hear you smiling when you say that.
Yeah, no, I'm smiling because I can just see the reactions of like I can just see my reaction when I got a tweet about how Ten Hag has turned the corner.
Fucking joke.
Ten Hag Park. Is that what was that?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, hey, 10 back.
You already
10
know
back.
it. Yeah, fucking 10 black. Like JV said, shout out to me. Shout out to JV, like JV stated. Big up to Prime. I see you in the chat as well. Like I said, Sunday people will be back with this show. So Sunday night, so of the same day as the Chelsea Brighton game, and of course Spurs traveling away to Manchester City as well. And of course, we'll discuss the Newcastle United Manchester United game on that show as well.
Side note, did you see the Alisson news? He might be out for like 5 or 6 weeks with a hamstring injury.
Because remember, he was holding his hamstring.
Remember he
yeah.
did the second half, yeah. Second half, he went down holding the back of his leg. So there's a report. It's not actually been officially confirmed, but there was a report today coming out from one of their reporters that early signs it might be a hamstring injury, and they were talking about 5 weeks or something like that.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
I was just saying, man, the celebrated Van der Ven hamstring injury.
That's what I mean. Remember, everyone go to Sam's channel if that news is true, just to say karma in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I know because he's been enjoying the Spurs downfall, which fair enough. But I hope your goalkeeper that's been saving. I hope your goalkeeper that's been saving them, man, for multiple games.
I mean, I don't like Spurs, but I've never taken it to this level before. You know what I mean?
This is what I'm saying, and then he comes also with the same energy saying how but I don't consider Spurs a big team, but you clearly triggered.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he is, man. He does get triggered 110%. And just to clarify to H, who's asking about double watch along. No, I'll be doing PSG Newcastle technically today now, if you're in the UK time zone, because it's 8 p.m. tonight. And
what is the other game tomorrow? That's good.
Galatasaray, Manchester United. Yeah, the early games are Lazio, Celtic, Shakhtar Donetsk, Antwerp. I'd rather watch USG.
Piss off.
You know what I'm saying?
Nothing games.
And then even the late games after the Galatasaray United games, I'm not interested in any of them.
Was the Galatasaray game early?
Yeah, it's 5:45 p.m. Yeah, on the Wednesday.
Oh yeah, they are free.
Which game? You know what? By the way, Xavi is a massive fraud was because obviously Barcelona played Porto. If Barcelona don't win that game, and then Shakhtar can do something against Royal Antwerp, which they probably will. Well, we could be talking about Xavi again going to the Europa League.
Hey, but people wanted to hype him up. And Fells, who says, how the fuck the keepers keep getting hamstring injuries? Your guess is as good as mine. And to Sheik saying, Flawless, you're doing pro clubs right after. Nah, not right after, like 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So do what you got to do and just jump on the live stream when you can. You know what I'm saying?
What are we, machines, man? Come on, give us. We need to get some.
20 minutes. Yeah, facts. I definitely do. Am I doing Sunday watch-alongs? Yes. Let me look at the
Spurs City, right?
I'm doing both games. I'm doing. See that you lot. We're back with the Twitch on the bang double. So I did a triple header Saturday. I'm doing a double header on Sunday. So you will definitely get Chelsea versus Brighton, the early kickoff, and then that will be followed by Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur. So you get both games. So there you go. All on the Twitch. All of that, H. Just check out the Twitch upcoming live stream schedule. Make sure you go follow the Twitch people, Sarcasm City TV. That's where all the non-Manchester United Premier League watch-alongs and non-Manchester United Champions League watch-alongs will be as well. Keep a lookout on the Sarcasm City TV gaming YouTube channel because you may get a live stream in 20 minutes. If not, at some point tomorrow. I'll figure it out because I can't schedule it on the gaming channel, people. But go subscribe to Sarcasm City TV game. Come see some real hoops. That's one thing people have said in the chat. That is one thing people have said in the chat. Like, right, you might actually like run this like a team. You know what I'm saying? People like, yeah, this is serious business. We're like, we're an
Serious business.
organized, functional unit. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like, we might get beat, but
we're
we're organized and
18
united. You know what I'm saying?
18 days away from the playoffs. You know what I mean? In 18 days, we're in playoff mode in 18 days. You know what I mean?
We need to win these next
We need to win the next.
games.
We need to get to Div 1. We need to win 3 of the next 4 games.
Facts.
Playoff season. Playoff season. No things hard.
Facts.
Playoff
And to hate you said any NBA coming up. I can't remember off the top of my head. Check the upcoming live stream schedule on the Twitch is there. I know I'm doing a couple games, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But I'm doing a couple games this week. Go check the upcoming live stream schedule. That is subject to change though. But we are gonna close out here. Love to everyone that's locked in. We're back today on the YouTube channel, 4:30 p.m. UK time, Man Them United podcast. So I'll be talking all things Manchester United with myself, Ivorian. Rhino will be on that live stream as well because he can't make Thursday, as well as a special guest. Then following that, 8 p.m. on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch, the PSG versus Newcastle United Champions League watch along. And then following that, slightly earlier, 11 p.m. UK time. So not midnight, 11 p.m. UK time, the Manchester United Liverpool show. So first man, well, actually, no, technically, second crossover of the week. You know what I'm saying? Man Them United Analysis at Anfield podcast. So Saint will be on there. And we got a new regular co-host on there who's been on the channel before joining that. So make sure you look out for that. Ryan won't be there actually. So you lot even more incentive to join. Yeah. Even more incentive. Yeah, 100%. And Sheik said,
I can already feel that show's going to be great already.
There you go. And Sheik says we're going on a title charge. That's what we're on Sarcasm City. I wish Manchester United could manage like I could fucking manage. But here we go. We move. Well, love to everyone who has locked in. Don't forget, on top of all the things I've just said,
the most informative team in the league.
This show, shut up, Jez. This show, I know this channel. Shut up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And don't forget as well, this show and all the other shows on the channel are available on audio-only platforms, people. So Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV and this show, all the other shows will pop up. So, for instance, if you're, like I always say, if you're cooking, cleaning, driving, while you're at work, maybe traveling, maybe you're at the gym, whatever the case may be, Spotify, hit us with the follow. Sarcasm City TV, 5-star us on there. iTunes, Apple Podcast, iPhone users, make sure you do that. We're trying to grow in the audio space as well. Same with SoundCloud or wherever you get your podcasts as well. And Sheik asking Warrior that if you are a Pro Clubs player and you have the PS4 game or PS4 version and the headset, give us a shout. Because we are literally, the transfer window's open. We're scouting for new players. Like Sheik just joined today. Sheik's now part of the squad. He's gang. You know what I'm saying? He got his NWOT. He's here. You know what I'm saying? And
he got the chain now.
Yeah, he got the chain.
Yeah, we branded him.
He got the chain now, so he's now a part of the team. So we're looking in particular, if you're a goalkeeper in particular, let us know. But yes,
centre backs, right wing
centre backs and wing backs. Yeah. Right wing backs, centre backs. Yeah. Yes. That's what it is. Yes, and more defensive players. But if you are an offensive player, let us know. But we are going to close out. Really enjoyed the show, as always. So Eli, yes, we're always looking for midfielders. Eli, I already told you you're more than welcome when you're ready. You said yesterday you were sorting it out. I play, but you don't play with wingers. Jason, we sometimes do. We did that today. You can only play on the wing. Can you only play one position? Gotta be multifaceted, man. What's going on, Jason? But then again, you think Doku's better than Vinny, so that makes sense. But yeah, love to everyone.
I don't like your type of winger then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, man, like, how could you only play like you have to adapt.
Go past the fullback and no production.
Like I started as just a DM. Now I can play DM as a solo 6. I can play in a double pivot. I can play as an 8. I can play as a centre back in a back 4. I can play left-sided centre back, central centre back, right-sided centre back. Like you have to adapt your game. Like what are we doing here? And that's me as the manager. I can play where I want. And even I was like, I got a partner. I was like, what are we talking about here? But yeah, Eli, just let me know. But yeah, you lot subscribe here to the channel, Sarcasm City TV YouTube channel. Subscribe to Sarcasm City TV Gaming. This has been the Manchester United Chelsea Tottenham Hotspur show. Man Them United, Ballers at the Bridge, talking that Tottenham Talk podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning